Hello everyone, this is Kathaya here, and I'm just here to let you know that this episode was recorded out of order. We are now releasing episode 3 as episode 2 due to Tyler and I both moving the same week when we would have normally been recording, so bear with us. Without further ado, here is episode 2. Happy May the 4th!
Guys, I don't know if I want that to be the
I
intro.
definitely want that to be in there.
Hello, welcome to Just Chatting. I am Kathaya, and I'm joined today by RlyTyler and JSaxter, and we're here today to talk to you about Star Wars and
Happy May the 4th.
geek culture. Happy May the 4th!
Happy May the 4th be
and
with
an early
you.
happy return of the 5th.
Real.
Yeah. So, fun fact, we're recording this video in advance, and when I say in advance, it's April Fool's Day.
Happy April Fools!
It is the first day of April. Happy April Fools.
Happy April Fools.
So, our timing has been a little all over the place.
We're just planning ahead.
So, yeah, no, we're just being a little productive. We're getting things done early. I have a subathon on April 4th, and then Kathaya's scouting houses, and then, yeah, so we're gonna pre-record everything. So that's what we're doing.
I love pre-recording.
Yeah, hello from the past.
I love K-pop.
Yeah, shout out to K-pop.
Have both of you guys seen Star Wars?
Yes, except for the newest movies. I have not seen those or the shows.
Like the sequel movies, or?
I've seen the originals and I've seen the prequels. I have seen the first, episode 7, and I have not seen any of the
Okay.
new ones post episode 7. Rogue One scarred me.
Okay, wait, scarred you?
I have not seen a Star Wars movie since I saw Rogue One because it made me so sad.
Okay, I can understand that. I love Rogue One, though. I think that's, maybe, peak
It was
Disney
really
Star Wars
good.
content. It was really good.
I was ugly crying in the theater, and the person in front of me saw me, and he gave me this look of oh, you poor
that's
thing.
valid. That is so valid. Johnny, what have you seen from Star Wars?
See, that is a very good question. I've seen a lot of different films of Star Wars sporadically, and so I quite honestly can't even say which ones they were, but I've seen some of the classic ones. Okay, who was the original Luke Skywalker?
Mark Hamill.
Okay, Mark
The
Hamill.
Joker.
See,
My boy.
I literally need to culture myself
Yeah,
more.
Joker.
Yeah, so Mark Hamill, that's, as far as I remember, were there any different Luke Skywalkers, or was it always Mark Hamill playing that role?
It's always been
No, it's
him.
always been
It's always
him.
been, okay, I thought so.
There's
I know.
technically been 2 Anakins. One for Darth
Okay.
Vader and one for baby Anakin. And I don't know if teenage Anakin was played by someone else too, but
I'm inclined to say it was the same person.
they grow up so fast.
Yeah. I at least know he did movies 2 and 3.
Yeah.
Were Hayden Christensen?
The little 9-year-old Anakin though.
No, that one was definitely someone else.
What a cutie patootie.
I remember, sorry, I remember seeing one of the originals of I am your father. And I know that's such a common thing. I feel like everyone talks about, especially around May the 4th. But no, I always love Princess Leia, and I'd seen some of the classics, but I also know that there's an order that you're supposed to, or not necessarily supposed to, but if you want to understand the lore and the storyline, there is an order you can watch it in. I don't know what that order is, but there is an order out there.
There's a really long order.
I'm a classic 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, 9 kind of person.
Yeah.
But that's just me. I prefer the old ones anyways, so.
So is that kind of how because I'm trying to make sense of it. You said 4, 5, 6, and
Those
then
are the originals, yeah.
okay, that's what I thought. So it kind of is one of those things where those originals are based in their own timeline, and then the ones after that are the prequels.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
that
then
makes sense.
Yeah.
they made actual sequels later on, more recently, that take place in the future.
Isn't that interesting? To be able to keep up with a storyline and be able to backtrack, because some producers and filmmakers, they'll plan one movie around one kind of lore and storyline, but then they'll add a prequel after the fact. I'm a pretty creative person, but I feel like you need to be a whole other planet of creative to be able, no pun intended, to be able to do that. Like, truly.
Yeah, no, there's like a whole big timeline because they also had like the Clone Wars TV show. And
Yeah.
first off, that show is incredible. Like, I watched the first couple seasons and then I stopped watching it. But then one of my roommates got me back into it.
Also, Star Wars Rebels.
Star Wars Rebels is also really good. That is also something that I actually hadn't seen until recently, but that show's really enjoyable.
My dad is so into it. He had a car named Sabine for a while. His current one's name is Rex.
I was a little bit worried at first because I was like, oh no, Disney Star Wars content, like it's gonna suck. I think it's the only Disney Star Wars content that I've like really liked other than Rogue One.
I've heard good things about Mandalorian. I've only seen the first season. I've also heard really good things about what was it? It was one of the newer shows on Disney Plus. It was like, is it First Order? Is that a show?
Wait,
Or
I'm a liar.
something like that?
Mandalorian was also really good, and so was Ahsoka, which just came out in the last year. I know Bad Batch came out.
Maybe that's what I was thinking
That
of.
Yeah, that was not bad. It's like I believe it's like a spin-off of the Clone Wars. I've watched like the first 2 seasons and
I remember watching a Drew Gooden video about the like Star Wars shows that are out nowadays on Disney, and he had some really good points about a lot of them. It was really interesting hearing his point of view as like a big Star Wars fan and stuff.
yeah, I feel like I don't know. Like I've really enjoyed Ahsoka. I think I just have always really liked the character
She's
since like
cool.
the Clone Wars movie came out. Yeah. The fight scenes were so like poorly choreographed though. Like if you compare it to older Star Wars content, like it's just really bad. But like I think that was my main issue with it. But like I love the characters. It was cool seeing like certain characters from Rebels again.
True, yeah. A lot of cameos.
But yeah, I don't know. I think for me, like the original trilogy is always gonna have like a special place in my heart, just because I have a huge bias towards Mark Hamill because he voices the Joker.
True. And Carrie Fisher and freaking
Yes.
Harrison Ford, they all do so well.
They're just incredible. I think honestly their chemistry is just unbeaten. Unbeaten. Wow, I meant undefeated. I can't words though. But no, I really do think they're like the most entertaining trio to watch, and yeah, no, rest in peace, Carrie Fisher. But like,
Dude, yeah.
they were incredible.
I love Carrie Fisher. I always loved Princess Leia.
She's so cute.
She really was. I don't know. Like even like just Carrie Fisher as a whole was just such a sweet human being and just so adorable. I loved Carrie. But Carrie's daughter, Billie Lourd, wasn't she also in a couple of the Star Wars or multiple Star Wars movies too? Like had cameos or?
I
have no
believe
idea.
so. I don't know what character was played, but I do remember hearing that.
That's actually so cute. When did Carrie? Hold on. Oh, 2016. Yeah, Carrie Fisher had passed in 2016. So there were some
It's
films that
been
looks
so
like
long.
that. Yeah, it's actually crazy if you think about it. It's almost been 10 years.
Oh my god.
And it does
no,
I know.
Oh, that does
It
not
does
feel
not.
right.
No, it does not feel like
Oh.
that.
It was
If,
like 3 years ago. I don't know what you're talking about.
and that's what I'm saying. That's literally what I'm saying. But it looks like Billy had been in at least one or two with her mother before she had passed. And so I'm glad. I know.
Wait, that's sweet.
That's what I was looking for. I was like, I'm glad that in that way, in a very different way to honor that memory, they were able to have some on-screen like chemistry. And I think
Yeah.
that's a, really, really sweet thing.
Absolutely.
Definitely. Guys, I think one of my favorite things to come out of Star Wars is Galaxy's Edge in the Disney parks.
Oh, so true. The Rise of the Resistance ride.
Rise of the Resistance is so good. So the first time I went to Disneyland, it literally like just opened, or not the first time I went to Disneyland, but the first time I went after it opened,
Yeah.
it like just had opened. There's no way we were gonna be able to get on. I went back like a year later or something. It was so incredible being able to ride that.
I went on it when I went to Disney with a friend, and I was geeking out so much. And I'm such a casual Star Wars fan. Like, my dad is the big one in the family.
Yeah.
And so my friend was like, bro, if this is how much you're freaking out about this ride, imagine how much your dad would love it. So we went to
Yeah.
Disney later on that summer, and I took him on it.
What was his reaction?
Oh, he loved it.
That's so
I think it
cool.
took him a while to process it all, but
Dude, there's so
we
much.
also made a lightsaber. It was so cute.
Oh, that's so fun. There's so much to do in Galaxy's Edge, and like, I wish that I had more time there. Like, we were supposed to plan like a Disney trip for later this month, and I know like Serena is a Star Wars fan, and she was like, "Would you guys be mad if I just spent like the whole day in Galaxy's Edge?
I
Like,
love
you guys
that.
could go do whatever, but like, I want to do everything." And part of me was like, I want to do that too. Yeah, no, I wish we had the opportunity to go just because I really want to, like, next time we're in Disney, I want to go through Galaxy's Edge,
I
like,
want to go
in
to the
the entirety.
cantina.
Same. I feel like that'll be so fun, especially because, like, all of our friends are over 21, so we can just, like, drink, hang out, ride rides, do our thing. Like, I just think that would be so fun.
I have a question for you guys.
Yes.
And this
What's
might
up?
apply to you a little bit less, Johnny, but what is your favorite Star Wars movie?
Favorite Star Wars movie?
Yeah,
That's kind of hard. I really like A New Hope.
that's the episode 4, right?
Yeah, it's like the very first one. Like Rogue One was also so good. And like the end, like how it directly led into A New Hope was just so satisfying.
That's what it was
But
doing.
like yeah.
Wait, were they on the
Um
planet that got destroyed at the beginning of A New Hope or nah? Like
mm,
Leia's home planet or whatever? Or not home planet, but like where her people were?
I don't remember. Wait, I'm actually fully blanking on that.
This is gonna be so tough for big Star Wars fans to watch. They're gonna be like, how could
I
you
am
not know
so
that?
sorry. I'm so sorry because I'm pretty sure episode 4 directly starts on a ship with Darth Vader.
And they have Leia
I'm
kidnapped.
pretty sure.
And she's like, I'll never tell you. And they're like, aha, but what if we destroy your planet? And then she puts the
Yeah.
information on R2 and she's like, go find Obi-Wan. He's my only hope.
Yeah.
Because Star Wars: A New Hope that was 1977, and like Rogue One, like we were talking about, was right before, or is in chronological order supposed to be before.
Wait, the first Star Wars movie was in 1977.
Yeah.
Oh
Episode
my
my
4.
kids were like little,
God.
or my kids were parents. What?
My kids were parents. My parents were kids.
My
They were
parents were
fools.
little kids.
Oh my
Wait.
gosh. That's
Yeah,
interesting.
no, wait. Oh, wait, that doesn't feel right. That's
'Cause
crazy.
I remember my mom, when she was really little, she saw Bambi in theaters and it absolutely scarred her. And she didn't go to see any more movies for a long time after that until Star Wars came out. And she went to go see it and she loved it so much. She saw it like 8 more times in theaters. It cured her fear of going to the movies.
See, that's
Rest in
valid,
peace,
though.
Bandy.
Bandy.
Bambi's mom.
No.
We're having a rough time.
We were talking earlier about how like none of us can talk properly and we probably just shouldn't record a podcast tonight, but we're doing it, so you guys are gonna have to deal with all of our
Yes, that's
inability
exactly
to
it.
speak. Our
Exactly.
inability to speak.
Yeah,
So
We'll fix it in post.
yeah, fix it in post. Kathea's editing all of our podcast episodes, so everything.
So if they're really bad, you know who to blame.
I wasn't gonna go that route, but yeah, if they suck, it's Kathea's fault.
So, interestingly enough, apparently, George Lucas, who had created Star Wars, originally wanted to make a Flash Gordon movie, but he couldn't obtain the rights. And so, because of that, he ended up making Star Wars. So, imagining that, like, if he had pursued that, then maybe there wouldn't be Star Wars, which is kind of wild to think about because Star Wars is huge.
It is. Imagining a world, like a modern day world without Star Wars, is insane to me. Like, I guess we would have had Star Trek, which is really similar, but
I just think that's so interesting. How, like, because I guess a moral to kind of learn from that is there may be like one route that we want to go, but I think it's really interesting that like you never know what another door could open, and that door was literally Star Wars. And since 1970s to now, it's still very much going with so many franchises like Mandalorian and Ahsoka.
yeah, they just keep pumping them out. It's kind of like if you think about, if Tolkien never ended up writing his stories, we wouldn't have, I mean, first of all, Lord of the Rings, and we probably wouldn't have D&D at all. Like, the fantasy genre would be so different without his influence in it.
Oh, absolutely. And it's like a lot of these things become kind of like subgenres of each other, right? They all
Yeah.
inspire each other. And I think that's a big thing in terms of like the filming industry. Like a lot of films and a lot of aspects of film are very much influenced. It's almost like life imitates art type of thing, I guess.
Yeah.
Or art imitates life. I don't know, whatever order you want to go in. A little bit of both. And I think that's a very interesting thing because then you have this whole incredible, amazing audience and community. And I feel like especially with Star Wars, like there's literally a day like May the 4th be with you. Like literally May the 4th. Like you have days surrounding this. And I think that's incredible, you know?
Yeah, the community is so good at what they do. You know, they're so passionate about it.
They're incredibly passionate.
And the fact that they've made this entire holiday and just a fan-made holiday that everyone got on board with and was like, yeah, May the 4th is Star Wars Day. And now I see that everywhere on May the 4th. Everyone's posting about it. It's so cool to see. I don't know.
I think it's cool because like even if like you're maybe not like a super intense fan of like a certain franchise, like there's still a way to celebrate it and still a way to just talk about it. And I think that's what's really cool about things like Star Wars. Like even other things too, like for instance Fortnite, that's a whole other topic, but like they'll do something to celebrate literally May the 4th. Like they'll bring lightsabers in the game and they'll bring back some Star Wars cosmetics, and like I think it's just really cool that like so many different things in life, gaming or other aspects and businesses like celebrate it somehow or like advertise it in different ways, and I think that's really cool.
I wonder what it's like either being like the creative or someone that was just a part of something like that is just so widely known about and loved. It's impressive.
It's very impressive.
I know this is a Star Wars themed episode.
No, it's
like,
a nerd themed episode.
Yeah.
Let's be real.
Yeah. Honestly, yeah. So let me lead away from Star Wars for a minute. I am so sorry to Star Wars fans who wanted to hear us
do this.
mumble about things that we barely know about.
I'm calling Darth Vader.
Take me out.
No.
So what like I guess like comic book movie type content have you guys like consumed? Like Marvel, DC, like Invincible, The Boys, like any of that stuff?
Well, we are nerding out. Oh, wow. It's a lot of pressure in the best way. Okay, I feel like all of us in one way, shape, or form, I mean, absolutely have been obsessed with and involved in this specific show, but like Teen Titans.
Yes, that's what I was gonna say. I grew up on that show.
I don't
If they
know.
made a season 6, I could die happy.
I love. It's also another show and franchise that has been around for a very long time.
It's true. DC Comics and stuff.
Maybe not as long as Star Wars, but long enough.
Yeah.
I just said DC Comics. I think the C in
Wait.
DC is for comics.
Yeah, no, real. I honestly do that too. I'm like, DC Comics.
DC as a franchise has been around way longer than Star Wars. Teen Titans, I don't know about.
Yeah.
I think they're probably more like 90s or something is my guess.
I want to say you're right. I think 80s or 90s. They
Yeah.
might actually be post Star Wars.
I would not be surprised.
It looks like Teen Titans. I mean, it kind of depends on like the, I guess, genre too of Teen Titans. But
Like
if
in the
we're
comics.
talking, yeah. Oh, the comics.
Yeah.
I mean, I know the show was early 2000s. It looks like, but
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like 2002 or something.
the comics could have been around. Oh, actually, wait a minute. Okay, it looks like Teen Titans' first appearance was before Star Wars, 1964.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm a fake
60s.
fan.
No,
That's my bad.
1964 first appearance, and I don't believe it was like a specific Teen Titans comic because I know it was through obviously DC Comics, but
Yeah.
it looks like pre-Star Wars. And then the television series was early 2000s. I remember that. I definitely remember growing up with the television
Yeah.
series. Then they made the games. Oh my god.
And then we got Young Justice.
Young Justice was so good. I don't know if you guys remember, but there was a point where I was messing around with an Xbox emulator and I was trying to get the Teen Titans game.
I remember that.
I tried for hours to get that game to work and it just wouldn't. And that actually broke my heart. I was so excited to play that and it just was not excited to be in existence again. So
Tyler.
that was rough.
Tyler and Kathaya, the amount of times that I have wanted to buy an old console just to play old games on it.
Felt that.
So fun fact, I have an old Xbox, like the original Xbox.
What?
Yeah, no, it's sitting in my closet. I could play the Teen Titans game if I had it. I opened up the case when I moved to Arizona. Disc wasn't in there. Don't know
What?
where it's at.
What?
But it wasn't in there. So I'm
How
a
much
little
is
upset.
it to get a new one?
I don't know.
Amazon.
Honestly,
Not
I'm like, I
sponsored.
don't know. Like, probably not like a ton, but like, I think I'm just worried about it working. Honestly, I didn't even think about this.
If
There's a good
it's-
chance it's inside of the Xbox.
Oh my gosh, wait, I've done
I
that so
didn't
many
think about
times with
that.
games. So many times.
I didn't think about that. I checked when I moved, like for the case, but I never looked in the Xbox.
Okay, wow. It looks like the Teen Titans game is selling for over $60.
The worst
Dang.
day of my life.
And GameCube too, by the way. Like this isn't even. It's not like PlayStation, like GameCube, Nintendo
Yeah.
GameCube. I'm like, oh my gosh, like I'm convinced that Nintendo products do not age, or the price value does not change. It's like truly a commodity because Nintendo 3DSs are still like $300.
I think they do drop off, but then once they hit a certain age, they just start going back up.
Absolutely.
It's like at a certain point, they just become a freaking collector's item.
No,
It's like,
seriously.
oh.
Like, there's a point in time where it's new and it's expensive, and then it drops off a bit because something newer comes out, and then as things age, they go back up again because it's like, oh, antique, I'm gonna add this to my collection.
Dang, Johnny just called us antiques.
No, seriously. Like, I don't know. I got a PS2, guys, when I was like a teenager for, I'm not even kidding, $20. Like $20.
Oh wow.
Yeah, not now, not today. That thing is a collector's item.
Yeah, that Xbox in my closet, that's an investment.
Yeah, put it in like
That's what that is.
put it in like a big crate and just lock it.
I have a question, kind of circling back to Tyler's off-topic question before. What are your guys' favorite superheroes? Like maybe favorite DC hero and favorite Marvel hero, and or like favorite neither of the two?
Oh. Favorite neither of the two is Invincible. Like it well I was gonna say it's not even close, but Adam Eve from Invincible is also up there. Like love her powers. I just think she's super cool. They're definitely my two favorite non Marvel or DC ones.
What about Marvel and DC?
I'm inclined to say one of my favorites from DC would be Black Canary.
Ooh, okay.
She is just really cool to me. I don't have a reason to really think that.
She is cool.
Yeah, I think her and Nightwing are probably my two
Ooh,
favorites.
I love Nightwing.
I have a really hard time picking one, especially in DC. I love all of them so much. If you ask my favorite DC character overall, I think we all know the answer to that, so I'm not even gonna say it.
I don't know if I do or not.
I
Is it
kind of
Harley
want to
Quinn?
guess. I was gonna guess Harley Quinn or Poison Ivy.
Yeah, you guys are right.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
But they're not heroes, so I don't, I can't really
counts.
count them. But yeah, it's true. I think for Marvel, come back to me on that one.
All right, what about you, Johnny?
So I grew up with the more like I guess traditional kind of superheroes, like Spider-Man and Superman's DC. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I thought so. Yeah, Superman and so many of those. But I think as I got older, I like learned to respect and appreciate different characters that obviously are not just like the classics. Obviously, the classics are iconic, but I remember being really into. Okay. Superman has a very soft spot in my heart just because I have seen like all the movies and stuff. And oh my goodness, I forget the actor's name, but I loved him and I thought he was so good and I loved him as Superman. And it's, oh my gosh, it's going to bother me now because I forgot. But
Is he like recent?
no, the original. He passed away, I think quite a while ago.
Are you talking about like Christopher Reeve?
Yeah, oh yeah. Absolutely loved him. Such a great Superman. And then I've also just really loved Shang-Chi in Marvel. And I don't know, the storyline I think is interesting because I like that there's like an element of like, I guess, a normal life too. Like he's living kind of a double life.
I do love the like secret identity trope.
Right?
That's one of the things I love about
Yeah.
Spider-Man, especially. I feel like he deals with a lot of that. He's
Oh,
my favorite Marvel
absolutely.
hero personally. I've always loved him. And DC, Beast Boy always has a special place in my heart. Red Hood and Nightwing have also been creeping up a little bit, but Beast Boy is always my boy. And I'm also... Huh?
I was gonna say I legitimately struggled picking my favorite for DC because I just have so many that are like top of the list. Like
There's
I
some
could
good
name like
ones.
Beast Boy, Raven, Nightwing, Red Hood, Black Canary, Green Arrow. Like I could, the list goes on. Like I just love all of them, and so it's like trying to pick like one or two just feels like it's hard.
Have any of you guys heard of The Tick? I feel like I've told you about him,
I
Tyler.
have heard of it because of you, yeah.
Ha-
I also see it on Amazon periodically,
Can we
and I
watch the
consider
original cartoon together sometime? Because I grew up on that show.
I'm down.
The comics are also incredible, but he is my favorite superhero overall, probably.
I'm totally down.
I love the Tick. He's just so silly. He's just such a goofy goober.
It kind of, I just like searched it up too. It definitely looks like it would be a silly, enjoyable type of series.
He's so funny. I don't know how to like describe the sense of humor in a comparison, but it's very like not taking itself seriously. It's almost a parody. Like they have Deflator Mouse and American Made, which are kind of parodies of Batman and Wonder Woman.
I love that.
I love the antlers.
I'm
I'm just
totally
looking at
down.
them.
Oh, his little antenna.
Yeah, the antenna's so cute. It's like regular blue outfit antennas. Love it. Love
Yeah,
it.
because he's a tick. He has little
I
tick
know,
antennas.
that's so cute.
Yeah, this is your PSA to go watch the old 90s Tick cartoon if you can find it anywhere. So good. I know they made a live action one too, that has, I'm blanking on his name, the guy that plays Kronk in The Emperor's New Groove. Patrick
Oh my
Warburton?
God. I
Yes,
love
yes,
that
yes.
dude.
Patrick Warburton?
Warburton.
Yes, yes. I was like, how do I say? Yeah. Definitely him.
Yeah, he plays the Tick in it though, and he does a great job, but I'm so partial to the cartoon.
Sorry, I was just gonna say, looping back to my favorite Marvel character really quickly. X-Men 97 came out on Disney Plus. I think I have a new favorite Marvel character.
Oh.
Oh.
Cyclops is
Oh,
the
okay.
coolest person in the entire universe. Like I have clips that I need to show you guys after the podcast. Sorry, I can't show anyone listening to the podcast because we're audio only right now. But
Do you want to listen to this
Yeah.
clip? It's just like
like
sounds of crashing.
like if you guys have watched X-Men 97, watch the first 2 episodes, you'll understand exactly what I mean. Like genuinely Cyclops is just such a cool character, and like in the Fox X-Men movies, they did him dirty. So
We gotta
Yeah.
play that Marvel game that I was telling you about, Legendary. It's like the Marvel deck
Oh,
building game.
yeah.
He's a playable character in it.
we should totally do that.
It's really big, so I don't know how I would travel with it, but if you ever come to visit me in North Carolina,
I'm so down.
bet. I just heard my dad sneeze from the other room.
Bless you.
He can tell we're talking about Star Wars without him.
His senses are
Yes.
tingling.
I was gonna say that.
April Fools.
I just realized how long it's been. So we're gonna wrap up here.
Oh, short episode this time.
Yeah, we did a poll to see how long people wanted episodes to be, and this is what you guys wanted. So we're gonna try to like wrap things up closer to like 30 to 45 minutes. I know our first 2 episodes are like an hour. That's not going to be a frequent thing going forward. Just because it sounds like a lot of people are like me and don't have the attention span for that. So yeah,
Slay.
glad I asked you guys, but thank you guys so much for watching.
Yeah.
I'm sorry we kind of suck at Star Wars, but you know, that's what most
Yeah.
of this episode was about. So hopefully it was entertaining enough for you guys to make it through. Happy May the 4th.
Happy May the
and
4th.
Happy May the 4th. Voice crack.
And if you would like to find us outside of the podcast, you can find Tyler as RlyTyler anywhere you can think of. He is RlyTyler. Go look for him right this instant. Johnny is JSaxter everywhere except for TikTok and Twitter. He is SaxterJ. And you can find me as Kathaya anywhere. On Instagram, I am Kathaya_cosplay. Yes.
Thank you guys so much for, I was going to say watching. Thank you guys so much for listening, and we will see you all next week.
See you
Bye,
next
everyone.
week.
Yeah. Ba-da-ba, ba-da-ba, ba-da-ba.
So cool.